So now please applause for the speaker number 2 tonight. Calum Hess, speaker number 2.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Can I get a show of hands in here, please? Who's creative? Who would class themselves as a creative person? Okay, that's great. And who has ever had their creation criticized? Okay. So my speech is mainly for you, okay? I'm a writer, and I love to write. And I wrote a play called The Slut Argument. Okay? Now it's a controversial subject. What it's about is about a young girl who's sexually addicted and a young girl who is a virgin. And they have a big clash and an argument about the ethics of sex. And I wrote this play for a theatre company in Moscow called Short Order Theatre. You can check them out on Facebook. I actually really like them. The idea is that they put on a play within 24 hours. So the writers, whoever the writers are, I was one of them, have to stay up all night from 8 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the morning, writing a short play, and then submit it to the theatre. And the next day that theatre takes the actors, takes the actresses, and takes a director and puts the play on that night. So that's the reason I wrote this play. They put it on, and at the end of the show, everybody came up to me and said, that was a great play, really loved it. I thought, fantastic, it's gone down really well. So 3 months later, I thought, I would love to do this again. I would love to get involved with the Short Order Theatre for a second time. So I put my name forward to be a writer, and they said, oh, unfortunately, there's no room for writers right now, but you can act if you want to. So I said, okay, fine, I'll act, and I did, and it went okay, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the writer. So 3 months later, they had the event again, and I decided, I'm going to get up super early, I'm going to put my name on the list, I'm going to be the first one there so I know they'll accept me as a writer. And I did, I was first on the list. And then I got this Facebook email. Hi Calum! So I'm sorting out my writing team for this time, and I've decided to cut you from it. Because last time I had a few complaints about your play being quite offensive, something I agree with. So nobody told me at the time, so why did it take 6 months for somebody to tell me this? When everybody came up to me after the show and said, we loved your play, which turned out to be a big, big lie. So I thought, right, what I'll do, if everybody thought that play was offensive, I'll write a second one. I called it Leo Neal. That was about a schoolgirl who meets a boyfriend and they go away for a romantic adventure. Nothing offensive in that. I spent about a week researching Disney plot lines, fairy tales, romantic stories, rom-coms, everything I could think of that was not offensive. And I sent it to her privately, and I said, can you read this and check to see if it's offensive? And she said, it's feeling a bit flat. Here's what I'd say. The emotion comes out obliquely, and the characters don't really experience any growth or choices. I said, have you read my first play? Because the characters were not flat. They experienced growth and they made choices. I was furious. So I decided I'm going to write a third play. And then something stopped me and I said, wait a minute, hold on. A third play? Really? How much do I really want this? How needy am I? And I had a flashback to when I was a musician in university. And I really wanted to be in a band, but I played the guitar. And I met a group of guys who said, yeah, we're forming a band, but it's going to be a folk band. So we're only going to let you play with us if you pick up the banjo. I said, wait a minute, the banjo? And you know what? I so desperately wanted to be in a band that I said, fine. I put down my guitar, I picked up a banjo, and I went to join the band. I played literally one of the most unsexiest instruments you've ever seen. Like ring da 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 ring da da. And I was in the band for 2 years, and I learnt the banjo just to be in this band. And then you know what happened? Those guys, they decided, yeah, we don't want to do this anymore. And they packed it in. And I was just a lone banjo player with an instrument I didn't even want to play. So I put it down and I picked up my guitar. So what was the journey really for, right? If I had stuck with the guitar the whole way along, I would have been more happy. So I decided now, I wrote 2 plays for you. And you don't like either one. So I'm not going to write another play for you. I'm going to keep on writing how I want to write, doing what I want to do. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else. And I think that that's really the way to happiness. I think that's really the way to be successful with your own creations. And that's the advice that I want to pass to you. That if you are a creator, then you should create from your core. And if anybody else criticizes that, you ask yourself, do I like my work? Thank you.